What the hell was that? I death-gripped my captain's chair as the Argo lurched hard to port. Warning klaxons blared like a chorus of angry banshees. "That damned anomaly just slagged our NAV systems," shouted Ijan Jones over the din, rerouting backups now. The auxiliary display flickered to life, showing our position, stranded in the middle of nowhere. So much for smooth sailing. I keyed the comm damage report. Someone tell me we aren't flying blind here. No response. The lights flickered and dimmed. Not an encouraging sign. Engineering, I need answers yesterday. I barked. Silence. Useless. My intrepid crew scrambled with the coordination of panic poultry. What I wouldn't give for a crack team of seasoned space dogs. But beggars can't be choosers. Analysis, and I demanded. What fresh hell just hit us? No idea, sir. Sensors are scrambled eggs. Definitely big and nasty, though. So, navigation kaput, power's flaky, and we're drifting through space like so much space junk. That sum it up. Jones gave a frazzled nod. Yep, we're proper screwed. Another violent convulsion slammed us against our restraints. This damn flying death trap would shake herself apart around us at this rate. I jackhammered the comm. Engineering. I know you ignoramuses aren't down there thumbing your noses at me while we sit powerless as a beach whale. Fix this disaster. Finally, Wren's tense voice crackled through. Main drives toast, Captain. That last hit fused the reactor cores. We're running on fumes here. Any good news? Or should I just hand you boys blindfolds and cigarettes now? Communications are still online, at least. Well, that's something, I grumbled. Get us maneuvering back, or we'll be sucking vacuum real quick. Bridge out. I scanned the team. Morale was clearly in the dumps, but no guts, no glory. I offer my best swaggering grin. Courage, my stalwart crew. We've faced worse scrapes than this, and lived to tell the tale. What's one lousy splat in space compared to them? A few weak smiles greeted my bravado. It was a start. I cleared my throat and threw some captainly bass into my voice. We'll get this flying scrap pile dirt-side one way or another, and this tale will earn us free drinks at the next spaceport. You have my word on that. Jones hesitantly offered, based on our last good coordinates, we should be near the Exodus for system. Scans show a potential Class M planet. No colonies, though. That'll do. Helm, set us on course. We'll carve a landing strip, if we have to. Divert all power to engines and buckle up, ladies and gents. Next stop, the lucky planet Exodus 4B. The crew chorus a ragged but rousing, "Aye, sir." Maybe we'd make spacers of them yet. As the Argo limped toward our destination, hope bloomed anew in my breast. Fortune favors the bold. Our future awaited on the surface below. It's hard to believe it's been over 3 centuries since we left Earth. The images are etched into my memory. The smoldering ruins of cities, the pall of smoke obscuring the sun, and the last ships lifting off as the planet succumbed. In those final days, we put aside our differences in the face of annihilation. All our resources went toward the Exodus missions, an audacious plan to journey to the stars, find a new home, and preserve our species. Candidates were selected from all nations based on skills and merit. As captain of the Argo, I vowed to lead my crew safely through the void. We each had our reasons for volunteering. Chief Engineer Wren was recruited for his expertise in antimatter propulsion. He joined to redeem his family name after his grandfather's research led to the first catastrophic reactor meltdowns. And Sinadu, our science officer, was born on the Star Seed colony. He saw the Exodus missions as a chance to reconnect with humanity's roots. An explorer at heart, his thirst for knowledge drove him to solve mysteries like the anomaly we encountered. Our navigator, Jones, was an orphan who watched the night sky, dreaming of adventure. She joined to find a family she never had among the stars. As for me, I was a Space Force pilot who lost my wife and daughters when the seas rose and drowned the coastlines. Commanding the Argo was my refuge from grief. Our crew became my new family. Our journey was uneventful until a strange gravimetric distortion appeared in our path. My caution was overruled by the Admiral's orders to investigate. But as we drew near, the anomaly warped space-time around us. Now, watching the planet grow on the view screen, the crew huddles at their stations. Life support is waning. I gaze out the bridge window, and a vision fills my mind, not the past I left behind, but the future we might build here. I tighten my death grip on the chair. Here we go. Nice and easy now. It's just a planet. Nothing the Argo hasn't handled before. The ship slammed into the atmosphere like a brick through a window. Alarms screech in protest as the hull groaned and buckled under the strain. We bounced and skidded across the ground, throwing up a massive plume of dirt and debris. After an eternity, we slid to a grinding halt in a smoking crater. The rumble of the impact faded, replaced by the pinging of cooling metal and sparks from damaged consoles. I did a mental checklist of my limbs before tapping the comm. Sound off, people. Who's still alive down there? A ragged chorus of grunts and curses came back. By some miracle, we were all still breathing. I released my white-knuckle grip on the chair and rose unsteadily to my feet. What did I tell you? Argo delivers us safely once again. Drinks are on me tonight. Weary chuckles greeted my pronouncement. I surveyed my ragged but triumphant crew as they extricated themselves from the wreckage. Rest up and make repairs, people, I said. Then we got a planet to explore. Our future awaits somewhere out there. But first, I believe I promised you all a drink. After the rocky landing on Exodus, for repairs to the Argo were underway, but supplies were running low. We needed to scout for resources if we were going to survive on this planet for long. I assembled a scout team at the airlock. Listen up, people. We got a planet to explore. There's bound to be some useful stuff out there, so keep those peepers peeled. Jones piped up. According to scans, there seem to be some mineral deposits to the north. Right. Then, north it is. I said, let's rustle up some chow before this crew starts eyeing each other as menu options. We headed out across the alien landscape. The white sun beat down mercilessly as we trudged over dusty red soil. Strange, bulbous plants dotted the terrain. After an hour, Rin grumbled. Feels like we're walking in circles here. Are we sure the scanner's working right? Jones fiddled with the device. It's still indicating rich mineral veins ahead. We must be getting close. Suddenly, the ground shook. We spun around as heavy footfalls approached. A thunderous voice boomed. Who dares trespass on domain of mighty THX? A giant towered over us, easily 30 feet tall. His sheer size and rippling muscles marked him as the apex predator here. This had to be THX. I stepped forward, craning my neck to meet his gaze. Greetings, THX. We come in peace from the stars. I'm Captain Drake of the starship Argo. The Titan squinted down at me. Puny softskins wander where giants forge worlds. What foolish quest brings you? I cleared my throat, stalling as I tried to find the right words. Our lives depended on diplomacy here. We mean no intrusion. Our ship was damaged, stranding us here. We only seek resources to survive and repair our vessel. Can we reach an agreement, allowing us to gather what we need? THX scowled, unmoved by my plea. Planet provides for giant alone. Small ones have no place here. He hefted his massive warhammer. I spoke quickly. Great THX. Is there no way we could earn your permission to stay here? The giant paused, intrigued. Perhaps. You're kind, too small for heavy labor, able to crawl where giants cannot. Murmurs rippled through my crew at the idea of laboring for this behemoth. But what choice did we have? THX considered, then grinned. It pleases THX. Giants rule surface. Small ones mine below. Provide bounty of ores, and THX allows you to remain. I hesitated, but nodded. Very well. You have a bargain. We began the long walk back, disheartened but alive. Rin growled under his breath. I can't believe we just signed up for slave labor. There's got to be another way off this rock. Not yet, there isn't, I said grimly. We're stuck playing along until the Argo's space-worthy again. But have faith, my friends. No prison can hold us forever. We endured Earth's death throes. We'll endure this. Their eyes lit up with that irrepressible human spirit. By hook or by crook, we'd find a way back to the stars. This was just one more adventure for storybooks, and I meant to live to tell the tale. Well, crew, this is it, I said solemnly, looking each of them in the eyes. We all know there's no way off this rock without the Argo, and slaving away for King Kong out there ain't an option. It's time for an old-fashioned prison break. Rin slammed his fist on the table. About time. I'm tired of hiding like rats down these holes. Let's grab our gear and blast our way out. Easy there, buckaroo, I said. A frontal assault's just suicide. We need finesse here, not fireworks. Jones, you surveyed these mines. Any back doors? Jones nodded. There's some old tunnels leading up to the surface. They're unguarded since the giants can't fit down them. We could sneak out that way. Perfect, I said. Rig us some explosives. We'll distract the goons topside while you blast their power core. Then, in the chaos, we hightail for the ship faster than you can say, "Eat lead, Jolly Green." Grinned. Aye, Captain. I'll scrounge up some boom-boom. I clapped my hands. Attaboy. Grab anything noisy and combustible. We want enough flash to dazzle, but not bring the mountain down on us. Suddenly, the shriek of tearing metal echoed through the cavern. We whirled around to see THX's fist punching to the wall like tinfoil. Puny thieves plot escape, he bellowed. Giants not easily fooled. I gulped. Just a drill. Big guy. Safety first in the mines and all. Enough. THX thundered. You serve giants now. No more scheming, or THX crushes you all. The crew shrank back as THX's fist withdrew, leaving us in silence. So much for the element of surprise. Rin spat. Now what? Go quietly back to slave labor. No, I said. We proceed as planned. Only one change. We move tonight. Blanched. But, Captain, the explosives aren't ready. We need more time. Time's up, I said. It's now or never. Gather every flammable scrap and get those tunnels prepped. We're blowing this popsicle stand tonight. The crew scrambled to action as they gathered materials. I pulled Jones aside. I need you to sneak topside, I whispered. Scout enemy movements and signal me when it's time. She nodded. I won't let you down, Captain. Night fell. Adrenaline pumped through my veins as we huddled in the tunnels. Jones' voice crackled over the comm. All clear, Captain. Light the fuse. I nodded to S. He ignited the makeshift bombs we cobbled together. A deafening blast shook the mines as rubble rained down. We took off up the tunnels as chaos erupted behind us. We emerged topside and bolted for the Argo under cover of dust and smoke. But as we neared the ship, shots rang out. Jones stood blocking our path, blaster leveled. Stop right there, Captain, she said coldly. There's been a change of plans. I skidded to a halt. Jones, what is this? She smiled slightly. Let's just say I got a better offer. Safe passage off this rock, and no more taking orders from you. Rin lunged, but she fired a warning shot. Aha! No sudden moves, or your precious captain gets it. Now drop your weapons. With no choice, we disarmed. Jones motioned, and armor-clad giants emerged, training their cannons on us. You lying snake, I said through gritted teeth. I treated you like family. Jones shrugged. It's just business. I'm sure THX will go easy on you. As the giants shackled us, I shook my head ruefully. Oh, Jones, you picked the wrong side. We may be under the gun, but I promise you haven't seen the last of me. She sneered. We'll see about that, Captain. Take them away. The giants dragged us off, but as long as we drew breath, we weren't giving up. The game wasn't over yet, not by a long shot. Well, ain't this a fine mess? I grumbled, straining against the giant-sized shackles binding my wrists. My loyal crew was trussed up beside me as we sat trapped in THX's stronghold. Trapped like rats and at the mercy of backstabbers and monsters. Ren spat. Why? I ought to wring that Weasel Jones' scrawny neck. Getting mad won't help us now. S said, we need to keep clear heads if we're getting out of this. Heavy footfalls shook the cavern as two giants entered. I craned my neck to glimpse THX and another hulking beast in animated discussion. THX gestured sharply. These tiny folk confuse THX. First, they sneak and plot. Then, they choose death over service. Illogical. The giant beside him rumbled. Indeed, tiny folk have spirit like giants. Did not expect this. No matter, THX slammed his fist down. They defied THX. We'll crush them all. The other giant hesitated. Hold, brother. Destroying them proves nothing. Making them serve against their will proves nothing. Better to let them go. Preposterous. THX bellowed. THX does not forgive defiance. As the giants argued, I exchanged a look with Run. Their words gave me an idea. I shouted up, Oi, your largeness. Got a proposition before you squash us. THX loomed over me, glaring. Speak, tiny man. I cleared my throat. Now, clearly, we got trust issues here. So, I'm proposing a clean slate. No service, no slavery, no more funny business from either side. You let us walk, no hard feelings. We'll even repair all damage done before we leave. What say you? The giants rumbled in surprise. THX scowled. Ridiculous. Man-thing THX does not bargain with those who defy him. Rin squared his shoulders. Guess you're afraid of us tiny folk after all. Mighty THX frightened some little humans. I shot Rin a warning glance. THX took the bait, roaring. THX fears nothing. Challenge accepted. Small one, prove your worth in the circle of stones. He smashed our chains and shoved us into a crude stone arena. If puny man wins, THX will grant request. But when giant prevails, you all serve. I gulped as THX lumbered into the ring. Time for some fast talking. Have a heart, friend. We're terribly puny compared to your magnificence. Hardly a fair fight, huh? THX bellowed. Puny man makes excuses, or too cowardly to face THX. I winced as the crew jeered me. All right. David versus Goliath it is. I cast about for anything to use as a weapon and spied a chunk of stone. I hefted it pathetically. With luck, I could maybe bruise his big toe before he squashed me. Still, I had to try something. As THX charged, I hurled the stone with all my might. It bounced harmlessly off the giant's chest, not even making him blink. He swung his massive fist down toward me. Then inspiration struck. I dropped flat and rolled as the boulder crushed into the ground where I'd stood a moment before. As the dust settled, I peeked up to see THX staring in shock at the head-sized indentation his fist had left. By Jupiter, I wheezed, pulling myself up. Remind me not to do that again. A slow grin spread on THX's face. He threw back his head and guffawed. Well played, small man. THX honors your victory. He gestured, and the other giant came forward, bearing our gear, as we readied to depart. THX spoke. Your people have courage like giants, though minute in size. Perhaps there is wisdom in letting you go. I smiled up at the behemoth. Some lessons can't be taught through force. That's something we both learned today. THX nodded. Safe travels, friend humans. As the Argo soared into Exodus 4 sky, I gazed down pensively at the receding planet. We were free, though bitter betrayal and loss had been the price. I sighed and turned my eyes once more to the stars. Out there, anything was possible, unknown dangers, but also chances for redemption. And I knew this plucky crew would face whatever came at us with defiance, courage, and yes, even humor. After all, what is humankind but walking contradictions, capable of both wretchedness and nobility, often in equal shares, but always striving for something more. I must Jones' hair, earning me a scowl, but there was no malice there now, just the camaraderie of survival. Ready for our next adventure, rascals? I asked with a roguish grin. A chorus of cheers answered me as we sailed onward toward the future.